This video is sponsored by Wing Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution.
Hello everyone, we hope you're all doing wonderfully well. We're cracking on with our public Valdavia campaign, which by the way is getting horrendously popular to the point where we might crash the server, / probably will crash the server. Operation Cow Moo Flag. What's all this again? Anti-beef. Something anti-beef about this campaign, isn't there? Elkin, what are we doing today?
Hello everybody, welcome to day 9, Operation Cow Moo Flag. Exactly, this is all about the cows. I don't know what's going on, but okay. Still 2 days left, so this is the second to last date. As you have seen, the insurgents have relentlessly pushed their ground offensive north and are now staging the final assault on Anapa, finally, in order to remove the Republican forces from this part of the country. Despite the at times very fierce resistance, the Republican forces have been pushed back and once again have called on their allies for support in the form of a carrier group with the corresponding aircraft and weapons. They want to use these new forces to destroy the air bridge that the insurgents have built and their allies used to move men and material between Sochi and Krasnodar, as well as between Maikop and Gelenchik. In the meantime, the Republican forces have bolstered the defenses at Anapa Air Base with more explosive robot cows again, newly assembled from the remains found at the destroyed robot cow factory. I will tell you right away that at that mission, we actually were successful in destroying the remote detonation devices. So now the only way that the cows can be detonated is with one very unlucky suicide soldier who needs to stand right next to the cow and manually detonate it. So what will be the mission for today? Very simple. There is the air bridge between Sochi and Krasnodar and between Maikop and Gelenchik, and that is handled by a total of 8 aircraft that rotate between the 4 airports. They need to be defended from the attacks by the Republican forces. That's the first objective. And the second one, there is a ground attack developing towards Anapa Air Base by 2 tank brigades, and we need to support this attack, destroying all the SAMs around the base, as well as, of course, all the 20 robot cows located within the base perimeter. To explain that, they act basically as mines. So whenever a tank is near them, they explode and they kill at least 1 tank. They can even maybe kill sometimes 2 with 1 explosion. So today is the 21st of May 2017. We are at 10:30 in the morning. It's a very nice day. Very, very little clouds on a high base of 16,000 feet. A nice temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. And both sides have AWACS. The clear objectives, as I said, for the Blues, of course, defend the transport aircraft participating in the air bridge, and B, support the attack on Anapa by eliminating all SAMs and robot cows. We're going to see then afterwards in the task some specifics on those two. And for the Reds, eliminate the transport aircraft participating in the air bridge, of course, and defend Anapa Air Base. Very simple. The airfield information, the Blues, you can see on the map, the Blues have a lot of bases. The ones that we're going to use for the aircraft and helicopters will be 3. It will be Krasnodar Center, it will be Krimsk, and Novorossiysk. Please stay away from the 4 air bases used by the transport aircraft. They are AI and we don't want to upset them, so just stay away from those 4 air bases. And at Krasnodar, we're using runway 27 with a circuit left, and at Krimsk and Novo, we're using runway 22. For the Reds, they start all at Anapa, they're using runway 22, and afterwards, the Harriers move to the FARP, and the F-14s Su-33 move to the carrier group. Shall we go through the rules? As usual, failure to completely adhere to the following rules will have you banned forever, and you can eat the rest of the remains of the cows from today. So, the respawn conditions. This is a little bit different than what we've done before, because basically what we want to do is we want to avoid everybody simply taking off, shooting all your missiles, despawning, respawning, and do this all over again, all the mission. So we're being a little bit more strict. So what we did is, first of all, there is no restriction on the number of respawns. You can respawn as many times as you want. However, the Reds will spawn initially at Anapa. Only for the first spawn, you will get a message in cockpit saying that Anapa will be attacked, so take off as soon as possible. And then you will need to move to the carrier or the FARP. However, respawning is only allowed if you have been destroyed. So you need to be destroyed and killed, and then you can respawn. If you are Winchester, you need to fly back, land, rearm, refuel, and then take off again. So in order to discourage pilots from simply respawning instead of landing, we have the following rules. FC-3 planes which in this mission are only Su-33s and F-15s, they spawn cold and with 50% internal fuel. All other airplanes will spawn hot and with only 10% internal fuel. So you will need to refuel before you start. Helos will spawn hot and with 60% internal fuel because they're very slow and they're relatively far away from the action. I don't know if there are any questions on the respawning rules.
Can spot the FARP on the map you draw?
Of course not, because Reds are going to see them once they get in, and I don't want Blues to know where the FARP is. Then we go to the weapons availability. This is rather simple on this one. Basically, everything is allowed but what is in here. First of all, for the F-14s, you are allowed maximum of 4 Phoenix per aircraft. No 6, maximum 4. Whatever version you want, it doesn't matter. And for the 18s and F-15s, maximum 6 AMRAAMs, not 8 or 12. So maximum 6, whatever version you want. For the F-18s, no AGM-154 allowed. Obviously no nukes, but we don't have any MiG-21s in here. And for the Helos, no miniguns, no other restrictions. Please, as usual, do not change the skins. And other considerations that you should know, the Blues have Patriot, Hawk, Roland, Gepard, and Avenger SAMs. There are a lot of SAMs, not the ones you see here on the page. There are a lot more. And the ground forces use Leopard 2s and other ground vehicles, but mainly it's Leopard 2s. And the naval forces is basically a small two vessel fleet, has 1 cruiser and 1 CVN. The Reds, they have everything. SA-10, SA-11, SA-19, and many, many more than you see here on the page. So when you get up, you will see on your data link, it's nicely lit up with everything. And the naval force, they have 4 carriers, 2 CVNs and 2 CVs. Well, 2 for the F-14s and 2 for the Su-33s. And I put in 2 destroyers. Actually, there are 3. If you are hit or damaged and you're going down, please do not despawn for a new aircraft until you have been destroyed. That's important so that we can count the kills. And finally, this is also a typo because mission duration is not approximately, it's exactly 90 minutes. That's it from my side, unless you have any further questions.
Yeah, can you punch out if you're hit, or isn't it allowed?
No, until you are dead.
No punching out, no ejection.
I think punching out.
No one ever listens.
It's also forbidden to crash into the ground deliberately to rearm if you're Winchester, right?
Yes. I mean, shouldn't do it. It's very difficult to control.
I'll be watching.
Yeah,
George would like to volunteer to on the suicide mission to detonate the bombs because I really want the 40 virgins.
Isn't it?
I thought it was 75.
Exactly.
72.
Hey, the more the merrier.
What if they turn out to be boys?
That works for George. That works for George.
I'll work them in.
Elkin,
yes.
What about Task A and Task B slides?
Okay, I will go through those 2. One final word of caution. The position that you see on the map for the AWACS and the naval fleets are very, very rough. I can tell you definitely they are not there where you see them on the map. I mean, it's roughly.
I wonder why.
Okay, let's go to Info Task A. That's relatively simple here. You can see I draw a line between the pair of airfields where the aircraft are flying. It's basically the aircraft taking off from Sochi always fly to Krasnodar Pashkovsky, the ones from Pashkovsky to Sochi, the ones from Maykop to Gelenchik and back. So you always have like these 8 aircraft flying around all over. They usually take off, they fly, land, rearm, refuel, take off again. And this is going on all the time. So from Maykop to Gelenchik, you have basically 4 Hercules. These are French Hercules this time. And between Sochi and Krasnodar, you have 4 C-17s.
Are Red allowed to attack those 4 air bases? Or can they only attack the transport aircraft themselves in flight?
They could, in theory, attack those air bases, but actually with the aircraft they have, it doesn't make much sense, and they're not going to get anywhere near, I suspect. So they could, in theory, but I think it will be much easier for them to attack the aircraft. Basically, the tasks for the Blues are defend the transport aircraft participating in the air bridge, and of course, for the Reds, eliminate the transport aircraft. Now, the rule is, at mission end, and that's the reason why it's going to take exactly 90 minutes, is that for Blues to win, there has to be at least 4 aircraft still alive. And for Reds to win, they have to have destroyed at least 5 aircraft. I think that's the main goal. You should know that the aircraft do not fly straight line between the airport. I just draw the lines to show you from where they take off and land. But they do not fly straight line. And obviously, I'm not showing here exactly where they're flying. But they do fly basically to the airport. They land. They do unload and load cargo. I mean, they stay a little bit on the ground, refuel, and then take off again to the next airport. Due to the different timings, I mean, there are different airspeeds between the aircraft, and the path that they take is differently. At any given moment, we don't know how many aircraft will be in the air. You might see none, or you might see all 8, or part of them. I cannot tell you that because this is all running around. If you look at the aircraft that Red has, clearly the biggest threat comes from the F-14 with the Phoenix. And for the Reds, important to consider is that there will be many aircraft in the air at the same time. If you see how many people we have today, you can count on many aircraft on your radars. So you need to really be careful to identify and where to shoot your Phoenixes to. Also note that there is a wide array of anti-aircraft missiles for the blue side, very fairly spread. So you will have to be very careful. You'll have to be very careful. Okay, let's go to task B. The now famous GR cows. So the main issue here, if you go to the main map, is that basically there are 2 tank brigades attacking Anapa airfield. Again, those tank brigades are not there where I draw them. They are somewhere else, of course. It's just that you know that they're coming. You have a northern one and a southern one. That's true. So they are advancing towards Anapa airfield. You have a picture on the right side of one of those tank brigades. Those are mainly main battle tanks, but they also have a little bit of air defense capability, but just very little. Not much. And that's the reason why the helicopters will need to support this attack. We will then go afterwards with the blues only, a little bit more detail about that. But you can see these 2 tank brigades going into Anapa. So Anapa is not defended by ground forces. There are no red ground forces besides the anti-aircraft defenses. So no tanks, anything else. So the only thing they have is the anti-aircraft defenses and the 20 robot cows inside Anapa Air Base, and that is basically the red circle perimeter. Sorry, the black perimeter of the airbase. As I told you, the cows are not alone. They always have one soldier right next to them. The soldier itself, he's not active. He will not shoot at anybody or anything, but he's the one detonating the cows. So, strictly speaking, you need to kill both in order for the cow not to explode. I mean, if it could be that you can, I don't know, fire a machine gun and with one bullet kill the cow and not kill the soldier, then you need to come back and you need to make sure that they are both. Just for the Reds to know, while you do have a lot of air defenses around Anapa, also blues have quite some air defenses relatively nearby if you venture in too far into blue territory. Both Krims and Novorossiysk and Gelenchik, they all have quite a few SAMs.
Elkun, shall I go over the flight?
Yes, because it's going to take a long time.
Right, it is. Like I said, this is getting horrendously popular, so get ready. Blue side, Triumph, Viper in the Viper's plan, P, Jot, T-Rock and Delta V. Morris, more Vipers, Ato, X and Optic and now is. Austin in Hornets, Mario, Darth Mule, Kale and Sandman. Oldsmobile, Bogachev, Cam, Anarchy, Cooper. And left wing, Duisenberg in the Eagles, Elkin, Alpha Dog, Griffin and Hunter. Saab in the Viggens, Cobadion, Cap, Bob and Rogue. Rover in the Viggens, Blood, Netwacky and Bloodstripe. I wonder how many Swedes have we got in the Viggens. Hugo is Warlock and Chariot. Wow, Chariot's flying. How about that? Plymouth, Black Sharks. We've got Buckeye, Demo, Veyron Black and Boldes. Simca, we've got Black Spark, Artie and George in the Gazelles. Mercury, Penguin on his own. Zastava, we've got Psyking and Centillion. That's a lot of blues. Reds. In the Vortborgs, we've got in the Tomcats on the red side Francis, Rattler, Mark and D13W. NSU, we've got Red Sword, Rust Belt, Knight 1 -1 and Cam. Maybach, we've got the Evil Tuxor, Scram, Tatsuki, and Eric. In the Trabant, which is Harriers again, we've got Starscream, Jano, Slow. In Karaman, which is in the naval flankers, Mig, Mig in a flanker, Danny, Blue Marvel, and Boyd Man. And finally, we've got Mr. Chaffer in more flankers. So that's a lot of humans, plus whoever the hell's going to turn up late.
Hold on, Cap.
Hello.
How can we fly this without Ricky Bobby?
I don't know where Ricky Bobby's got today. Guess I'll turn up later. Okay, guys, we're going to somehow now find a server.
Gets hello all the time.
Roger. Okay, valued viewers, we're now going through the Blufor brief with the Reds out of the room. Send! Ooh, ships.
So, this is what's going on with the Viggens, is we need to protect those transport ships, and we can do this most easily if they don't have any fighters and they can't take off. So we're going to have a crack at their carrier. I expect a number of us will get shot down, but there's 7 Viggens, so someone will get through. So we're going to basically be taking off as soon as possible from Krasnodar Center, heading northwest, looking for the carrier, firing off a bunch of RB-15s, and hopefully tearing it to pieces. So what I'd quite like from all of the air-to-air guys is if we send a number of you north with us, but at high altitude, any Tomcats, any flankers that come at us, you can start shooting at them, and hopefully they'll see you and ignore us down low, and we'll get more of us through. Once we've done that, and because we can respawn, so it doesn't matter how many of us die, we've got this plan. We're going to carpet bomb Anapa. So we're all going to come from the same direction using a bit of time on target from here, and we're just going to cut 7 sticks of bombs along the runway and annihilate as much as possible. And each of the blue rectangles is where we're going to have our bombs land. Then we're going to fly back to Krasnodar, and we're going to rearm with BK-90s, and we're going to try and get 28 BK-90s dropped simultaneously around the runway as part of the just carpet bomb everything strategy, and we're bound to hit a few cows in the process.
Is it worth bombing the runway since they're unlikely to be using it other than their initial spawn? Because they can't...
Well, that's what you see. Because part A is to destroy the fleet, their next place that they have to go to is the airbase.
There you go.
Exactly.
Plus, it looks cool.
Yeah, it is, if you're honest, it is mostly because it looks awesome.
Just one thing, you don't need to fly back to Krasnodar. You can always also even rearm refuel at Krimsk.
I was just going to say that.
Are we going to go back to Krasnodar? I've set all the waypoints up from Krasnodar,
Okay.
and it's an 8-minute flight, so it's not very long.
Okay. No
You better
problem.
get up to speed out of Krimsk.
And the other thing you need to know is that at some point, because all the ground vehicles, they are AI, at some point they're going to be at the airfield. And it's not going to take that long. I mean, I don't remember exactly when, but I think we have roughly about 50 minutes from mission start until they are within the airfield perimeter.
Okay.
So when you bomb, you need to be careful that they are not already there.
Should be all right. Yeah, once we're done with this briefing, if all the Viggen guys could go to PvP Blue, and we can have a chat about specifics, but I won't bore everyone with the minutiae of Viggenness.
Minutia, where did you learn that, Blood? That's a good word. It's a good word.
Bloodknock.
I know many words.
Can we join you in the GF-17s for the first part? We are on the
go for it. More anti-ship missiles, the better. If you can go up high, though, that would be appreciated, because if they see you and try and go for you, you can just run away, and your missiles have got a much longer range than ours.
One thing to know is, particularly for everybody else but the Viggens, we need to destroy SAMs, because there are really a lot of SAMs, a lot of SA-10s and SA-11s. So if you go anywhere higher than, 50 feet, they're going to shoot you down.
In fact, the Jeffs, you may be better not using the anti-ship weapons because they're frankly a little bit rubbish, but instead taking LD-10s, which are the best seed weapon in the game. So just firing off a bunch of them, you'll take out a ton of SAMs.
Also, there was something about protecting those air bridge or something, and we'll lose if we lost 5 aircraft.
Yeah, so I reckon we send maybe 4 or 5 air-to-air guys north with the Viggens, and then everyone else you just need to hang around between Anapa and all our air bases and shoot anything down that comes towards you.
We've also got to remember the Harriers as well, which will be attacking the two armoured convoys.
Yes.
They're not going to be affected by taking out either the carriers or an upper runway.
No, but I'm hoping that they'll be easy to take care of if we've not got to worry about their fighters, because you just spam ram them to death.
In any case, the helicopters, you all spawn at Krimsk. And the idea basically is for the helicopters to be like the air cover for the tanks. So that's the reason why the Mistrals are, well, at least some deterrents.
Copy. So
you can basically, and you have already enough fuel, so you can just go in and then straight up fly towards the airfield. You will see on the F10 map where the 2 tank brigades are. I would suspect from the terrain that they have to cross that probably the northern one will need more air cover than the southern one, because the northern one has much more open terrain to cross. The southern one is a little bit better concealed, but the northern one not really. And the other thing that I would suggest is that since we have 4 F-15s and the F-15s have 3 big bags on, only 50% internal fuel, but 3 big bags on, we could basically get in and straight in take off and then fly south, because the F-14s, when they take off from Anapa, they will take off towards the south. And for them, it's very easy to just take off, turn east, and drop 4 Phoenixes each. So we have 16 Phoenixes right away flying in the general direction of where the transport aircraft are. So we need to stop that as soon as possible. So I would suggest we do that with the F-15s. Once everybody else is up, we can always turn around and then land and refuel.
On the taking off note, make sure everybody is using runway 27. So that's the runway facing west. Because even if one person uses the other runway, they're going to smack into a ton of people and it's going to be carnage. And it's no fun for anyone then. So just make sure you're on runway 27. If in doubt, make sure you go on F10 and do what everyone else is doing.
Get that on. Get that on. Right, you know what? The first thing's coming off, that RWR. Light only, boys, lights only.
So when you select your cartridge, in the kneeboard ground crew settings page, you want to make sure it's Valdavia Day 9, anti-ship, aircraft, and your name. That's the anti-ship one.
Let me just sit and think. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to the correct thing. I'm just going to do there.
If anyone's having any trouble with the startup and the settings, just let me know.
Right, so it's going to be, let's see what we got here. Valdavia Campaign Day 9, your name and naval.
Should be anti-ship.
Anti-ship, okay, we've got BK-90 bombs. Anti-ship, that's it. Now I'm going to put the cartridge in.
Refueling complete.
And with it all there, I'm going to type in my little doodah. Look at it all coming back. It's like riding a bike, boys. Oops. Let's see if she accepts that. Cancel that, I'll go there. And if I go to waypoint 1, I've got 9 kilometers.
Yep.
Lovely. 4. Back to LS. That's me done with that. I can come off there now. The arming's complete. I'm going to set my plane up to attack now.
You rearmed already? Did you definitely added fuel?
Shit. That's a good point. I'll need that.
Yep.
Fuel going in.
Request refueling.
Right, just carry on. So, attack there. Everyone get yourself in BER master mode until we're ready to take off, at which point we'll go to nav. It's very important. Salvo button 2. Impulse. That lot doesn't matter. Val B and standard doesn't matter with a quick launch, does it?
No, it doesn't. It basically defaults to. Seems all those years of shouting at you had an effect.
Yeah, it took. This is obviously the one that I never went to the manual and learned properly, so it's taken the longest for me to learn it, but we're just about getting there. And what I did on this the other day, I did ground evasion with radars. Anyone ever tried that before?
Oh yes, that is terrifying.
It is interesting, and I mean full IFR, no cheating. It's interesting.
I found the only way you can reliably do it is if you're heavily pre-briefed on the route. Because you need to know at certain turns, okay, you need to worry about this hill on the left and so on.
We can do it as long as you don't go too low. If you don't go too low, because it's horizon centralized, obviously.
Yeah, and as you go lower, you get more smaller undulations, withereas higher up, you've only got left-hand side of valley, right-hand side of valley, job done.
So if you do the radar route, 200 meters, we could fly it without any problems, but within reason. It's easy to get confused is the main problem.
Yeah, and I think so. You're trying to work out on the screen. You're told where not to go, but it's working out where you do need to go. Which is why I say it's useful to be pre-briefed, because you might see there's a black line in front of you. You go, okay, do I turn right here or do I turn left?
Got to use that in a mission at some point. We get just experience 4 or 5 guys and do it genuinely in a mission. I think that'd be great.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Can see if I can put something together. Okie dokie, so I'm fully fueled up and ready. So we're going to do a quick check, and you need to make sure that you are in master node BER. You have loaded up the cartridge, which is the anti-ship cartridge. You are in weapon selector attack, and you have the most forward of the 2 weapon switches down, the other one up. And I think that is all we need ready. So can I get everybody a quick number check, please?
I'm actually not ready. Something's not working on my plane. What's going wrong, guys? What's going wrong? It's because we changed it to that. Yay! Oh no!
Oh, what? No!
Oh, what?
What happened?
I didn't know you could drop them on the ground. I was testing my button, guys.
You guys may not be able to spawn in anymore.
Wow.
I blew all the Viggens up, guys.
Okay, let's try respawning it and see what the hell happened.
Whee! Through the ground.
We fall through the ground.
I've blown the ground up.
Holy hell, Cap.
Why did you ask me to join the Viggens?
Why am I on fire?
We'll see what happens.
Could we perhaps ask Elkin to kindly restart it?
Yes, I think that would be a good idea.
I think we're going to have to.
Don't worry, boys. We'll cut that one right out of the video.
Mysterious server issues. Why did you pull the trigger?
What kind of plane lets it another weight on wheels fucking option? Oh, God.
Swedish engineering.
Oh, boys. I can only apologise. I can literally only apologise right now. They must be thinking, what a bunch of bellends.
Well, we did it in formation, and that's what matters.
There you go.
Yeah,
in our defense, there's smoke in the distance, so we're not the only ones.
Do you want me to go talk to Elkin?
Let me see if I can respawn.
No, you fall through the ground.
I haven't fallen through the ground, I don't know.
Yeah, you guys have fallen through the ground.
This area where I've done, I've blown it to pieces.
Let's go ask Elkin very nicely.
Welcome back, valued viewers. After the small hardware problem that we encountered, what we're going to do now is we've restarted the server to many people's anger, and we're going to try again. The important thing is not to point fingers at who is to blame. It's just to get on and do the job.
So how's the?
So it's a no-blame culture.
Yep. When I'm to blame, yes. Otherwise, there's a lot of blame. If I open my canopy, is there any risk of it not closing again?
Why do you need to open your canopy?
Because I want to hear the F-16s and shiz.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, look at those mighty eagles go, boys.
Oh, fuck, I'm crashing. Fuck this.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, look at that. That's what we in England call a display of power. Making my way, toys. Defend our airspace. Okay, the Jeffreys are going up. Nyam. Get some, baby. It's beautiful Viggens.
Okay, can I get a ready check from people? I know 3, obviously you're getting back in.
Let me just see these 3 up. Nyam. Well, the jamming pods are. Nyam. Nyam. Awesome. 2 fueled and ready, baby.
4 ready.
Not ready. 6 refueling.
7 almost done.
Okay, 7, when you are ready, I want you to taxi off to the right and go to the runway. Yeah, when he says
7 rolling.
complete.
Okay.
Lovely stuff.
Should we go to nav now so we don't forget?
Yeah.
Stick it in nav, boys.
There may be some time with 30-second spacings.
Yeah, but I want everybody to be by the runway. The 30 seconds is going to be from when you roll onto the runway and go. 3, how are you getting on?
Just waiting for a rearming.
Okay, so Cap will wait for 3.
Sure, he's got the sense to catch us up on stage 3.
No, because we got about 2-3 minutes. 30 seconds between each of these launches.
4. Are we ready?
There we go.
It's quick.
Okay, and take off when you get to the runway and tell me when you are and I'll start the clock.
So.
Blood, I'm going to accompany Cap just in case he flies over that 11 again.
Gotcha.
Nothing happened.
He will be last but 1 aircraft. 7, are you in a position to take off yet?
Entering runway now.
Okay, take off when ready. Start the clock.
Start the clock.
7 rolling.
There he is.
Stop short of the runway until I tell you to join it.
A firm 6 ready.
15 seconds.
Look at him go. Look at that champion
10.
go.
5.
7 rolls up.
Take off.
You should be ready on the runway for takeoff. Out of future, guys.
Just wait short, and when I say go, just roll onto it and take off.
Yeah. Is that our escort there?
10 seconds. 5 seconds. And 5, you are clear for takeoff.
Good luck, 5. You've always been my favourite.
$15 seconds.
Rogue, have you got TAC view running? As in the TAC view capture?
Negative.
5 seconds. 4, you are clear for takeoff.
4 rolling.
So we'll just do 30 and then me, yeah?
Yep, so you're the next one to go, Cap, because 3's obviously dropped out. So just stay there,
So impatient. I want to get bomb shiz.
15 seconds, and Chariot, you're coming up with Cap here. 10 seconds.
Baby.
5. 2, you are clear for takeoff.
Yeah, baby! This is where the magic happens. And wait. Punch it! Right, don't crash. One thing I've got to do today is not crash.
No, don't do it, Viper. Don't do it. Screw it.
No, keep it. I'll follow you.
7 turning towards waypoint.
Super Cup airborne, heading to Mach 0.7. Everything looks good. Rudder neutralized.
I'm just waiting for all our missiles to target 1 destroyer.
And still get shot down.
And lead is airborne.
Let's do this, boys. Right, nav, check. TAC, check. Impulse, check. Good, baby. Right, RWR sound going on. Ooh, that's a lot. Stage 1 burn. Activate. I was doing that horrible thing. Okay, there it is. Heading to waypoint 2, Supercat. Does anyone get the most pings they've ever heard? The RWR.
I've seen worse. I think the worst was the original coffee campaign.
It was.
We did many flights through that SAMnet.
That is always a plus.
You see, I don't think it is actually gear damage. I think it's a bug. Because the aircraft doesn't, the aerodynamics don't change at all. You can go just as quickly, you can turn just as easily, there's no adverse yaw, just like you'd expect with one of the gear down. Yeah. I think other people reported one person will have it, but if someone else on the server looks at the aircraft, it's fine.
Chariots off your left.
Roger. Puny little Bogachev catch up, okay?
Yeah, with extra bags.
Are you basically on full power?
No, I can glide pretty decently. First stage.
We'll have double the number of engines, I guess. You don't need that. This is a public campaign.
Shoot everything.
I don't think we'll be doing that. I got 4 of our friendlies.
I had that happen to me the last week. I was in a jet, and well, I'll do a bit of GBU bombing. That'll be fun. And was flying along, in perfect GBU bombing thing, right over the target, dropping the bomb, bang, explode. And then a couple of moments later, someone goes, "Oh, is that a friendly?" I'm like, Christ.
Did you actually have your IFF on and set up right?
Yeah, I had all the Mode 1 stuff off, which works for the FC3 planes. So yeah, I don't know. It's just infuriating because I was heading towards the enemy.
I had that happen when did that happen to me last? It was another game with serious people. When was that? Oh, that said, fucking hell, I had a competition. When was it? Friday night. We had a Grim Reapers competition, 20v20, and I shot down 2 friendlies. But, which sounds really bad, and it is. But if you go and watch back, both were targeted at hostiles, and the missile. Partway through the missile's course, the baddies died due to them crashing or disconnecting or being shot down by another guy, and then my missile in both cases just said, okay, let's go for someone else instead, and just chased my own guys down. It was incredibly frustrating. Nothing I could do about it. Yeah.
Well, it's rather funny then, but I suspect it.
Yeah, terrifying. It's
I'm not getting any aircraft pings, which is good.
How do you tell the difference?
The aircraft ones they're like 2 tones alternating, so it'll be beep, boop, beep, boop. You get one of them, you're in trouble.
I wonder what that tone's trying to simulate then.
So the frequency of the tone is proportional to the frequency of the radar beam. However, it's at aircraft radar at such a high frequency that if you were to put it on there, you wouldn't be able to hear it because it'd be outside human hearing. So what they do is they then, anything above a certain frequency gets converted into 2 tones.
There you go.
I say it's pretty clean.
7 is feet wet, dropping 10.
We're about to go over that 11.
3 has crashed again, I'm gonna spectate.
Roger.
soon to be one bandit turn towards us.
How far out?
Miles away. Oh, good 60 miles.
Okay, fingers crossed, guys. Keep nice and low. Let's keep that radar silhouette low.
5 is feet wet.
Your feet are quite wet already. Wow. Oh yeah, it's ahead though, isn't it?
Remember we did the 30-second delay.
4 feet wet.
Oh, I've got to dump my tank. I'll do it out to sea where I'm safer.
I say 11 should be right over this hill.
Okay. This is a dangerous coast, guys, so I'm going to stage 3 it just to get away from this.
You're much better staying at stage 1. I don't want you to go through the sound barrier because you'll be really difficult to control than you would. The thing that will keep you safe is staying low, putting trees between you and those nasty sounds.
Yeah, Blue's ahead of me. I see him. He's off to my right. Slightly ahead.
Yep. Visual SA-11.
That's
off our 8 o'clock. No pings. No spikes.
I'm getting spiked.
Just keep nice and low. They struggle to hit you if you're down low and you've got trees between you and it.
What's the Swedish mile again? It's 10 miles for every one.
10 kilometers.
Or 10 kilometers.
Okay, and lead is feet wet. I am about 13 kilometers from my next waypoint.
Copy, visual on you guys.
7's 50 kilometers from next.
Okay, we do have F-14s interdicting.
Yes.
Negative, they don't see us.
Yay.
Gun towards them, chariot, and don't fire until they notice. But
they're not coming towards us, they're busy with other things.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Just keep an eye on it.
Supercap's hitting waypoint 2 in 10 to 20 seconds. Do we go up to 350 meters now?
When you hit the waypoint.
Roger.
Should be hitting it now. Climbing up to 300 meters.
Okay, on to waypoint 3. You're going to have to... When do we launch our missiles?
70 kilometers away.
Roger. Are we finding them by radar or are they on the waypoint?
Radar.
Chariot spike 14 and 10.
Radar on?
Yep. Can you go
Should
for
be
them,
the same before. It should be to the left.
Chariot's turning in.
Yeah, it's
Missiles
just to the
out.
left.
Hostiles. Deal with that sucker, please.
He's turning towards the ships, about 80 kilometers out, 10 kilometers to go.
How close are they going to be to the waypoint to M1? Hostiles.
They should be just off to the left.
Okay. What range scale are you guys using?
120.
120. Yeah. For me, it was to the left and past the waypoint.
Okay, lead the range. First missile away. And to the right.
What heading are you firing on? Just so I can make sure I'm...
It's about 250.
Yeah, I thought that was
Okay, turning back in for second missile.
Right, I see them, I see them. Distance there, 70 nautical miles, and cap is... One
Second missile
out.
away.
Scram.
Turning cold.
Bracket left. Second missile out. I'm out of here, boys. See you in hell. Woo!
4 Bruiser times 2.
Do we just head for LS now?
I would head 180 degrees from where the ships are for a little bit, and then go to L1.
Chariot Fox 3 on the only hot one. I'm turning away and heading home.
I think the guys further north will be okay.
Okay, I'm running from Tomcat missiles.
Oh, you got SA-11s launched on you, Cap.
Roger.
Get nice and low. If you're
7 rolling in towards target.
They can't touch you.
Can't touch us.
Okie dokie, I'm now swapping to L1.
So when you say L1, do you mean LS?
No, L1. If you press L mal, it'll take you to L1. LS is takeoff waypoint, L1 is landing. I know they're the same place, but there's some subtle symbology and other differences.
Okay, turning home. And I'm going fast. I'm not sticking around. Is anyone down?
8 looks out from target, about to release weapons.
Is anyone monitoring the missiles? Because I'm still evading. I can't monitor the missiles. Okay, I'm going to try and turn my autopilot on now. Go and have a look.
A little bit dangerous, but
yeah.
Assuming that some harm with that, hopefully the sounds will be.
6 release 1.
Okay, Harge is on. Let's see what's going on, boys. Ooh, lots of missiles out. Everyone's pretty much got the missile. Ooh, watching this one go in right now. That's busy.
6 release 2.
SA-10s are shooting out our missiles. The SA-10s are hitting them.
Careful, guys. We're flying over a SAM site right now.
Yeah, did you just dump that SAM site?
Negative. That was a friendly 18. Or friendly 16.
Surprising the SA-10s are able to hit them because they're low and cold.
Yeah, I thought that's a bit cheeky, to be honest.
They probably are fire that I don't.
Oh no, they might be firing at the Viggens actually. Okay, missiles going in now. Nearly in sea-whiz range. Got a good. We've got a bow. We've got a bow. What's it called? Port bow aspect. Which is good. It might even block the sea-whiz. And turn and pivot and twist and it's going to get through, boys! Ah, boo!
Out of range, I think.
That's a shame. That's alright, because we've got a bunch more going in. No, they are in range. They're getting in there. Okay, this one's about to hit. These two are so close to each other. These two went off together. They were literally in formation, and they both went up in the same blast. How embarrassing for us.
Or you're encountering the bug we did the other day where they just explode and disappear without any reason.
Oh, man, there's only 2 more left. Right, I better fly the plane. Taking control. You have control.
Yeah, the other day the RB-15s didn't even get close to the ships. They just exploded out of nowhere.
Embarrassing for us.
They will do that if they have to turn through too many degrees.
These were going dumb all straight in and they just poof like they're doing here, so there's something wrong.
7-1 away.
Yeah, they'll do that if they reset self-destruct point.
Yeah, but they were dumbfired like these are, so.
Well, they still do explode if they go past their maximum range.
Yeah, they're going cease doing
It's possible somebody fired when they're too far away.
Well, in that case, everyone did, because I'm just seeing exploding RB-15s here.
Interesting. I'll take a look at the tank here. There could be a desync issue or something weird.
Yeah.
Is there any way to know?
Everybody fired their missiles and going home?
2.
4. 6.
Do we have a 5 and 7?
5 missiles. That was watching the other missiles on the F6 view.
7's turned back inland. Missiles are inbound.
Good stuff. So we might as well start briefing on part 2 of this, which is we're going to be bombing.
Hey.
So as far as I'm aware, everyone here has at least done the TOT system a little bit. And we are going to be going pretty much on a straight path from takeoff from Krasnodar all the way over Anapa. And we're going to have what is now 6 paths going straight over.
RB-15.
Well done.
Nice. What did we hit?
Destroyer.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully the next lot will get the carrier. But we're going to go in 6 lines across the runway in the hope that we'll get some bombs all the way along it and on the 2 parallel taxiways. And it's going to be high drag bombs, nice low formation carpet bomb.
2 destroyers hit, second pair of RB-15s were destroyed by Seabirds.
All the missiles arriving at once and put it on the select random target mode, because then we've got a much higher chance of them breaking through and hitting the carrier. And then it doesn't matter if you release them together because the missiles automatically spread apart.
7 engine failure.
Oh, 7, what happened, sir?
Not such a big problem.
I do not know.
You can now respawn.
Indeed.
Make sure you die first, like we do.
Yeah, will do.
I wonder why there was an engine failure.
I don't think I ran out of fuel. I have no idea. I may have gotten hit by something.
Did you pull high G's? It could have been an engine stall.
I did to pull out, but I've been flying level for a good 2 minutes before that.
Well, if you were autopilot and watching the missiles, chances are you got hit by something.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Because I was watching the missiles.
Yeah, it could have been a near miss. The attack fuel, tell all.
All right, Davy Jones, receive me.
We're doing BK-90s for the second one.
The second one will be bombs, high drag. The third one is BK-90s. We just want to disable the runway.
Quite exciting. Caps at base. Haha, beat you all.
Oh, I'm just on final now.
Make sure you go on the right runway.
Yeah, I'm on the right one.
Sweet, I haven't banned the air brake. That's just fine.
Jerry's turning final 2 seconds.
So, Chariot, I'll be stopping much shorter than other aircraft.
Ah, blood beat me. Only just though. Only just, boys. Right.
Chariot will take right of runway.
I'm right behind Hornet.
Are we doing wide spread on the BK-90s?
Long spread. So 9-2-1.
Anapa bombs or the next one?
It's going to be the Anapa BK-90.
Okay, roger.
So load that one up. You want on tact 9-2-1. And you also need to set waypoint 4 to be a target waypoint. So that's tact 9B4.
Hey guys, let's get on up.
You're gonna need to reload your cartridge, this time Anapa bombs. Apologies for the last minute change, but there's no point as going there to kill some cows that don't exist.
It's true. We'll get in trouble. By Greta.
Your weapon selector this time needs to be on to the SJO, the one just below the sticky outy one.
Any tactical settings?
No tact settings required.
Do we have a QFE?
We do. I believe it's 1008 if Elkin hasn't changed the base QFE. Nope, 1008.2.
Roger up.
So your target is the runway and the taxiways either side. So there's going to be a taxiway closer to you, which is quite dark, and you need your first bomb to land on there. Then it'll cross over the runway, and you need your last bomb to land on the taxiway opposite. So in theory, we cut all 3 routes, and they can't take off.
Confirm Mike 3 is target.
AFA Mike 3 is target.
Roger.
So check that everyone has weapons set up and ready for time on target.
2, 3,
4, 5,
6,
7.
Good. So time currently is 11:15:16. Let's go for 15 minutes. So let me just check that this is actually going to give us enough time. We're not going to race towards the runway. We'll go 20 minutes. Okay, time on target is as follows. It's going to be 11:35:00. With the exception number 7, yours is going to be 11:35:10.
10 cut.
So, for any of you who've forgotten how to put this in, TID in, type the time I've just given you in, and then confirm with B3.
11:35:00 for the rest of us.
The reason why you have a slightly different time, 7, is because I initially planned this for 6 people, and then I noticed you put it, your thing in. So you're going to be following along number 4's route, but 10 seconds behind. Yeah, let's get down to the runway.
Who's going to be taking off first, do you reckon?
It will be me. And then everyone else, your times are going to be pretty close to each other. So don't worry about if you're a few seconds behind on takeoff. Just sort it out in the air.
Just a quick reminder, is minus behind or...
minus is behind, speed up. Blank is your head, so slow down.
Okay, minus speed up, roger.
As an extra little hint, on the HUD, your flight path indicator, the little circle that tells you where you're going, the vertical bar, when it's above your circle, that means you're too fast. And inside of it, you're too slow. But a word of caution is that if you're right next to the next waypoint, it's going to tell you to do something very silly in order to catch up. So if you're 2 kilometers away and you're behind schedule, it'll tell you to go into warp speed in order to correct it. So just watch out for that and be sensible. Another word of caution is that we will be very close together while flying this, because as we come across the runway, we should be in perfect formation. So just keep your eyes peeled, don't have them in the cockpit all the time, and if you're going to run into somebody, just don't. And the more accurate you stay to your TOT, the better this formation will be, and the cooler the formation will be at the end.
And the more likely we will be to hit each other.
Yes. I'm also now going to go quickly into the other channel and tell any helicopters to leave that airfield immediately. They told us not to bomb the runway, but that's still...
Idiots.
They're tanks on there, so that these bombs don't. Unless you get a direct hit.
We're fine, boys. They worry too much.
We got a 16 coming to mess up the fun.
Okay, let's get a final check to see if everybody is ready.
Turb!
Rogue.
Come on, Rogue. You've just got to say
I'm not with you guys. I'm not with you. Go without me.
Alright.
4 ready. 5's holding short, but TID is flashing 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0.
Brilliant.
6 holding short, 1 minute to take off.
There's no time to sort it out.
Yep, I want you just to stay in formation with somebody, just stick to their wing, follow your nav system when you get close, and it'll guide you to where you need to drop your bomb. Okay, I'm about 30 seconds off.
Who's taking off first? Is it 7?
Can we line up?
We're all just going to take off, and I want you just to tag on behind.
Copy.
So I'm going to be taking off.
7's last on the left.
Yeah, I think I'll be about 20 seconds ahead of you guys because I have an ever so slightly different route to you.
Everything's worked perfectly to now, and suddenly TRD's just gone crazy. So I'm going to follow blood. It's just gone 0.
Don't know. Do not follow me. I'm going a different route.
Brilliant. Someone come ahead of me. It was working perfectly. Press nothing.
Yeah.
I want you to go off TID and back onto TID.
Stand by. It's working. 15 seconds. Weird bug.
Yep. Get onto the runway and.
Everyone better check that one.
Whoever also had the problem, I want you to do the same. And lead's taken off.
Supercap taking off.
4 rolling.
So you'll probably find after takeoff you're about 30-40 seconds ahead of schedule. So just come back off to the first stage of afterburner and let the speed slowly tick up to where you need it.
6 rolling.
7 rolling.
Yeah, right. So I'm positive 50, so I've got a long, slow.
So your target speed for this is Mach 0.8, so it's very easy to drop back.
Negative. I'm positive 50, so I'm ahead.
Yeah, you're ahead of time, and your target speed is Mach 0.8, which means you need to go slower than that in order to correct it.
Roger.
So as long as you're blowing Mach 0.8, it will fix itself. You'll notice on the HUD, can you see the flight path indicator? You probably got the vertical bar is way up.
Roger.
So that's telling you you're going too quickly, but as you'll see, you're only 10 kilometers away from that waypoint. So I want you to wait until you get past it, onto waypoint 2, and then you'll notice that it suddenly will go inside of it, probably. All you need to do is increase or decrease your speed so that is just touching the outside of the circle, and that means when you reach waypoint 2, you will be bang on time on target. If anyone's a little bit confused or struggling with their TOT, do let me know sooner rather than later so we can fix things and get it all sorted for you. Yeah, so all your target waypoints are on slightly different parts of the runway. So if you are sticking to somebody's wing, just make sure as you come in onto the final target waypoint, you follow your waypoint and not them.
I got an F-16 with full of bombs, that's funny.
Rogue, how's your machine holding up? You okay?
I'm not flying with you guys.
Not to worry.
About 4 seconds out. Remember to have your HUD set so that you can see the bomb symbology.
Yeah, have it in the lower position.
Oh, my QFE. No, yeah, QFE is good. If you've respawned, make sure 1008 QFE. Can't seem to get back on time. So speed up if you're minus, yeah?
You're correct. And just go full power if you need to speed up. Can I get a check on people's TOT?
2 is minus 3 seconds.
4-0.
Show off.
5.
Moving off someone else.
6.
6 is on time.
And 7.
Negative 1.4.
1.4 what?
Interesting.
You mean 14 seconds?
Sorry, it's Spike.
Or 14. Sorry.
Spike 14.
Head or behind?
Heads down.
Behind.
Okay, just... It's a minus that's behind, so just make sure you full power, speed up, get up to Mach 0.9 or something and get that speed correct.
2 is on time.
Because what you want to do is make sure you arrive at waypoint 2 on time, because then you don't have to worry about it as you fly onto the target. Chariot, what's that F-14 doing? Is it likely to threaten us? Or?
It's off scope now.
Okay, yeah, we'll be fine.
What's going on in here?
Ah. You missed the fun.
Yeah. My fiber optic cable broke last night.
Oops, don't want that.
Mission's over though, huh?
Not yet. We're about to carpet bomb an airbase.
And I'm sitting happily on TOT error equals 0 seconds in the Viggen. How do you feel about that, Squiddle?
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
It's carpet bombing a base that we've just captured.
Turns out I'm right next to a pair of other Viggens anyway, so I'm basically flying formation. No, 3 Viggens, all flying in formation.
Yeah, so you are flying in formation, but in theory you don't actually have to see any other aircraft in order to do it because of the TOT system.
Do it at night, boys.
That's why I'm going slow. My gear is damaged.
Chariot's position.
I guess I'll leave you guys
It's not a glitch.
to it.
Why, Squirrel? Don't practice your Mirage and Jeff.
Don't have the Jeff.
Sounds like a you problem.
It does a bit, to be fair, Squirrel.
It certainly is.
Viggens, an upper runway is clear of friendlies. You're free to warm.
Lovely.
We didn't need that runway anyway.
Nope.
I think the Reds are getting desperate. They're dive bombing the ground vehicles.
That is pretty desperate. That is Sonda Elba Commando desperate, boys.
Yep.
And here's
We're about
the
to do
thing.
their job for them. So.
I'm going out of phase by following these Viggens, so they're doing it wrong. Or my system's wrong.
No, you will be ever so slightly out because your target waypoints are slightly apart.
I'm slowing down there.
Because the just follow your TOT, and everything will work out fine. Because basically the runway's at a slight angle to us all. So the number 6, his waypoint is further away than yours is.
There's some blown up stuff on the nose. Get ready for Sam.
Planes flying around. Chariot Spike.
Okay,
It's just
M3.
hit their waypoint, coming onto target now.
1 second ahead.
14's 3 flight, 20 miles out at our 2 o'clock.
Right, we'll be there. We'll get there. I got 15
We're low.
points.
Phoenixes can't hit anything this low at that range.
No, they can't. Well, that's actually their Org 9 just can't lock. And weird RWR hum. Whoa.
Helicopter in flight path.
Not
Dead
our problem, boys. They've been warned.
It's about 5 of them over the field.
So remember, you're trying to hit the taxiway before the runway and the taxiway after.
I'm ready for action, boys. I'm ready for action. I'm 0 error. No, 1 degree error. How could I do that? Speeding up.
Runway still clear.
Yep, you guys have just gone in front of me.
Bad boys.
No, that's as intended.
Holy shit, I'm here.
That means we're on the TOT's correct.
Don't panic, boys. Don't panic.
Bombs away.
Bombs away. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Bombs away.
You just missed the ground vehicles. That was amazing.
All the bombs into world.
I hope someone was filming that.
3 cuts, 4 cuts, 5 cuts. Well, it depends.
I was close to our ground vehicles.
Depends how you measure it, but that was not bad.
Yeah, we should have 5 cuts, and then I got a separate taxiway that was off the northern edge.
Well done. Okay, Phoenix just hit me, but I've still got 1 wing. Oh, I gotta go land on an island. Stand by. No, I'm not gonna make it. Rudder. Yep, I'm kicking up. Good luck, boys. I'm gonna go and inspect the Demaja.
It looks awesome. Like, you were so close to the ground vehicles. That was insane.
Oh, right, I cut right across those Vics. Oh, look, they're moving now. Look, they're moving them. Oh, 1 Viggens returned. That's funny. That's alright, guys. And we all did it at the same time within, what? Within 10 seconds, all bombs were down.
Perfect TOT.
Very good, boys.
That was awesome.
Right.
6 is RTB.
Let's do the same tomorrow. Okay, guys, it's pretty late for me anyway. A good couple of Viggen strikes there. I have no idea how. It looks like we've won because Blues are all the way up to the carriers.
This was a bit of a bonus objective.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts before I sign off?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed it.
See you later, boys.
Thanks for making it a first.
See you, Cap.
Bye, Cap.
Okay, and welcome to the debrief. So, Mr. Elkin, I was in my own little world with my Viggen boys. So I have no idea what happened. So, just to fill you in what we did strike 1. Well, we obviously had the incident at the beginning that we should never talk about again. And then on the reattempt, we first went for the ships. We found them beautifully. We got 14 missiles off. Everything went beautifully. But the missiles just didn't work for reasons we don't know. We hit 1 ship and that's it. We didn't do a lot of damage, basically. Landed and took off again and went to bomb a Napa. Unfortunately, you guys have been so efficient by that point that you'd already captured it and we just bombed the blue base, basically. But it did look cool. So we didn't actually achieve anything. But we felt kind of manly, and that's cool, right? What about the rest of you? Give us. I'm looking at the briefing screen now. What happened?
Well, actually, I have good news for you because you actually sunk 2 ships.
Really? What do we sink? What do we sink?
No, you sunk 2 of the destroyers. I mean, the 4 aircraft carriers that didn't get any hits.
The thing is, the destroyers are meant to flank the carriers just like in real life, and it works really well. It's they were an annoying shield. All right, that's better than nothing.
They were indeed. But we were going to have a very close look at the first incident. Don't worry, we're going to watch and analyze with very minute detail.
Slow motion.
What happened? Exactly, definitely. So we want to know and to tell everybody what happened. Okay, but in any case, I mean, the overall objective from what we could see was completely a full blue victory.
Yeah.
Both objectives were fully achieved by the Blues. So no transport aircraft was shot down by the Reds on the second try. On the first one, they did actually shoot 1, but on the second, the full one, they didn't shoot anyone from them. And also at the end, from the 20 ground units that we moved into Anapa, they only got destroyed 1. So we had 19 ground units at the end. So full blue victory.
Wow, that's rare, but it works for me.
It is. Okay. So overall, I would say from what you could see is that really the F-16s and the 18s together with the 2 Jeffs, they were very efficient at both destroying the SAMs and also keeping the fighters at barrier. I think with the F-15s, we also did a little bit of damage towards the Red Air overall. So that went, I think, very well. And discussing with the Reds, what happened is that they basically got overrun. We destroyed so quickly and so efficiently all the SAMs that they were basically back with the back against the wall. They could barely take off from the carriers and they were already engaged by us.
Makes sense. So, okay, we pushed them all the way back the corner. So what I'm hearing, Elkin, is that we did really well because of the AGS-37 Viggen attacks.
No. And we did also very well because we destroyed their AWACS.
Oh, wow, about that? Wow, we really wiped it. Because at the end of the second attack, we looked on the F-10 screen and the blues were everywhere. And we thought, yeah, those Reds are dead.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So this was a resounding blue victory, and overall, the insurgents have succeeded in taking everybody, all the Republicans, out of this part of the country. So in the next mission, we're going to see the final stand down at Tbilisi.
All right. I shall look forward to it. Anything to add?
Nothing more. See you in 2 weeks.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.